Hey guys, so today we're having spaghetti for dinner. So I already have my hamburger starting, and in a bowl I mixed one green pepper, one onion chopped. I actually almost puree it because I don't like big chunks of it. And then I also I love garlic, so you'll have to do the amounts to your liking, but I do the minced garlic, and I do one thing of this in there, and then I mix it all together, and then I'll just pour it in here. I'll cook this until obviously the meat is done, and then what I'll do is then I'll transfer it over to my crock pot, and I'll put my sauce in there. And I actually cook this on high for about 4 hours. I like to let it simmer. I do come in and stir it, and when it's in the crock pot, ever so often, probably about once every hour or so, I'll check on it. But I'll let this cook, and then again I'll transfer it over to my crock pot right here. I'll transfer it over into here, and like I said, I'll put it on high for about 6 hours, or I'm sorry, about 4 hours, just to kind of let all of the seasonings. Now, the other seasonings that I use, and again, I'm not this professional cook. I cook, right? But maybe someone who doesn't have, or maybe is just starting, this will be a good thing for them. I also put in there cayenne pepper. I put a little bit of this in there. Now, cayenne pepper you have to be careful with because it can be spicy. If I get the one that's open. Cayenne, yeah. But it can turn it to be really hot, so you want to be careful, and it comes out really slow. I don't measure this, so I'm just put some of that in there. I already have my garlic. I will put a little bit of onion powder, just a little tiny bit. It already has onion in it, so I'll put a little bit of that in there. I also put in some pepper. Again, this is just by taste. I've made this for so long I don't measure anything out, but I'll use pepper. I have a packet of spaghetti sauce seasoning as well, and I cannot find it, but it is McCormick. And apologize, I can't find where I put it. But anyway, so I'll let this cook. Anyway, I'll transfer it over to the crock pot. Again, I'll cook it on high for about 4 hours, or you can do low for 6 hours. I'm starting off late today. Normally I do cook it on low for 6 hours, but since it's later in the day, I will cook it just for 4 hours on high. But that's what we're having today. We're having that spaghetti. We will have some garlic bread, and I always do, as far as with my garlic bread, I do Texas toast. I'll do this, so I'll put this in there. I always cook it longer than what it says because I like it to be a little crispy. I don't want it to be soggy, so that's what we're having with it. But anyway, that's our dinner for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day.